One of the most intense and dramatic sports out there is tennis. Thanks to this sport, we've seen the rise of some of the most well-rounded and exceptional athletes the world has ever seen, such as Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. Despite grappling with the coronavirus pandemic, Wimbledon has once again resumed, but with strict health protocols. It was able to resume since the vaccine rollout has been fairly successful, but they're still not taking any chances. That being said, let's take a look at some of the best and craziest on-court blowouts for today in celebration of this sport making its return. One more thing before we get into that, kindly give a thumbs up on today's video, and while you're at it, subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on so you won't miss out on our newest uploads. The craziest tennis on-court blowouts ever. For those of you who are not familiar with the term, a blowout is the term used in the sports industry when one athletic team or individual performer outscores another by a large margin or in such a fashion that allows the second team or individual little chance of a victory from a point early in a competition, game, contest, or event. Simply put, it's a one-sided or easy victory for an individual or a team. Let's take a look at some of these blowouts in recent years, but in the past there are also some notable and impressive blowouts the world witnessed, which we'll also include in today's video. Rafael Nadal versus Novak Djokovic in the finals of Doha Open 2016. Starting today's list is Rafael Nadal versus Novak Djokovic in the final of the season-opening Qatar ExxonMobil Open back in 2016. At the time, Nadal was fully enjoying his success in Doha for the last few years, which includes 4 doubles crowns, but it came to a halt when he played against Djokovic. Although the two were skilled in the sport, it was evident that the Serbian dominated the game at the time with Djokovic's ruthless performance and powerful display of skills that rendered Nadal hopeless on the court. In the end, Nadal suffered a bone-crushing loss following a 6-1, 6-2 defeat to Djokovic, which makes it one of the craziest, if not amazing, blowouts the world has seen. After the match, Nadal relayed some of his thoughts on how his performance was and also on Djokovic's plays. "The match is easy to analyze," said Nadal. "I played against a player who did everything perfectly. I don't know anybody who's ever played tennis like this. Since I know this sport, I've never seen somebody playing at this level, so I just congratulated him and that's it. I know I can do a few things better, but the real thing is with these conditions. Playing during the night and with the feeling of the ball here, it's so difficult to have chances against him playing like this. It is probably impossible. When somebody is better than you, you accept it and you work to try to improve yourself. That's it. I'm not frustrated. I look at things very clearly and I'm always honest. Today, he's better than me without a doubt." In response to Nadal's comment, Djokovic replied, "It did feel as close to perfection as it can get. From the first to the last point, I managed to impose my own tactical approach and strategy and what I have prepared myself for, and the conditions were played in my favor. There are those days when you see a tennis ball as a watermelon, and I guess this was that kind of day." Roger Federer versus Andy Murray in Britain's ATP World Tour Finals 2014. Next up, we have another momentous blowout, and this one is the match between Roger Federer against Andy Murray back in 2014 at the ATP World Tour Finals. At the time, Federer was a 17-time Grand Slam champion, so his prowess at the game was already established, and it didn't come as a surprise that he emerged as the victor in the match against Murray. It turns out Federer only needed about an hour, 56 minutes to be exact, to claim his victory with a 6-love, 6-1 win. Murray required a straight sets win to qualify, but won only 8 points in the first set and did not win a game until 6-love, 5-love down, which became one of his worst plays since he lost to Novak Djokovic in the 2007 Miami Open. "Clearly, I'm very happy to play a good match today," Federer commented after the match. "I knew I was qualified, so maybe I went in a bit more relaxed. It's not the way I thought it was going to go, but there's always next year for Andy, and hopefully he can have a good season." On the other hand, Murray was asked what his thoughts were regarding to his loss to Federer, to which he replied, "It was a tough night. I've lost Grand Slam finals, which have been very tough, but in terms of the way the match went, it was not ideal from my side of the court. Far from it." Murray further continued, "He played exceptionally well, that's for sure. I can say I'm disappointed with my level tonight, but if I played well, he probably still would have won anyway." Roger Federer versus Rafael Nadal in the 2008 French Open final. 2008 was a great year for Nadal since he emerged as the grand champion against the Swiss Roger Federer during the French Open final. At the time, it became Federer's most humiliating defeat in his 173 Grand Slam matches, wherein in the end, the Swiss apologized to the crowd. Witness to this event was Sweden's Bjorn Borg, who won the title here 6 times and Wimbledon on 5 occasions and was watching from the VIP box. It was the most one-sided French Open final since 1977 when Guillermo Vilas defeated Brian Gottfried 6-love, 6-3, 6-love, and at 1 hour 48 minutes, the shortest since Borg beat Vitas Gerulaitis in 1980, which was just 2 minutes quicker. Federer has described his defeat as a rough loss and commended Nadal for his performance, saying, "To come up with a performance like this shows what a great champion he is. He plays like 2 forehands from the baseline because he has an open stance on both sides, so he's got a huge advantage, and he's so tough mentally too. When he is on the attack, he is lethal, and he made some incredible defensive shots," said the Swiss. "I had a small chance in the second set, but he has played a terrific tournament." On the other hand, Nadal's reaction to his victory is modest, wherein he only commented, "Given my relationship with Roger, I did not want to celebrate too much." Roger Federer versus Gaston Gaudio in the 2005 semifinals of the year-end Tennis Masters Cup in China. And last, we have another entry from Federer once again, and this time this event goes back to the early 2000s. Considered as one of his best plays, Roger Federer dominated the Argentinian champion Gaston Gaudio during the semifinals of the year-end Tennis Masters Cup in China with 6-love, 6-love, and was also the first ever whitewash in the 35-year history of the year-end men's championships. A whitewash is the term used when a player fails to win a game in a match, which is also called a triple or double bagel respectively. In this case, Federer scored a double bagel at the Masters Cup, toppling Gaston Gaudio within 50 minutes on November 19, 2005. One of the reasons for such a pale performance from the Argentine also lies in the fact that he played a long match against Fernando Gonzalez the night before the semis, fending off 3 match points in a 1-6, 7-5, 7-5 victory, having nothing left in the tank for the toughest possible opponent on the next day. It wasn't a flawless performance from Federer, who made the same number of errors as his rival, still managing to keep the strings of the match in his hands as the natural attacker and a much better mover on this kind of surface. "I was looking for some confidence after losing a set in each round-robin match. It couldn't get more perfect than that," said Federer, who came in the tournament after 6 weeks off with an injured right ankle. On the other hand, Gaudio accepted his defeat but also acknowledged his own efforts. "There are no excuses, no," he said. "I was playing against a guy who is the best in history on a surface where he's so much better than me. Once in a lifetime it happens, and it happened to me. I'm sad about it. I don't like it, but there are worse things that can happen." And with that, we're wrapping up today's episode about the craziest tennis on-court blowout reactions ever. Hopefully, you enjoyed watching today's video as much as we did making it. Before you go, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on so you won't miss any of our new releases. We've got a lot of other interesting videos up on our channel for you to choose from. Thanks for watching today's video, and we'll talk to you in the next one.